Okay, today we're talking about distance. What's the distance formula? Good. How many of you drew the triangle on your paper now? Awesome. Let's draw the triangle on this paper now. What's so great about this triangle again? If I want distance, you... Good, and that means distance equals? Rate times time. If I want rate, I cover up rate. What do I get? D over T, that's right. If I want time, cover up time, what do you get?
D over R.
Awesome. Okay, we are going to do number 2 first. Number 2, Miss Williams, a bicycling enthusiast, which is very true, rode her 21-speed bike at an average speed of 18 miles per hour on level roads and then slowed down to hilly roads. Let's underline that. So we have level roads and we have hilly roads. So we have 18 miles per hour on level roads, and we have 10 miles per hour on hilly roads. So does it matter about the 21-speed bike, or is that just the name? Okay, so why don't we just cross it off so we don't confuse ourselves? She covered a total of 98 miles. She's prepping for Mr. Piezeski and my 120-mile bike ride in a couple weeks. How much time, how much, let's highlight that. How much time, that's what we're looking for, was her entire trip if she rode the hilly section for 1.5 hours? So what are we looking for?
I got the wrong sheet of paper. I got the old one.
How can you tell?
Well, because we're number 2.
We're doing number 2.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So here's what's going on. I rode 2 different parts. I rode a level part and I rode a hilly part to make a total distance. So this is just like last night. So over here I'm going to do, over here is going to be the distance of the level part plus distance of the hilly part. I guess I should have made that a wavy line instead of a straight line for the hilly part, right? And that, no jokes on that one, huh? And that will equal my total distance. So it's kind of like a mixture problem, just like we did last night. All right, but here's the thing. I know what my total distance was. What was my total distance? So I don't have to do anything else for that, but do you notice how everything across is D, D, and D? Well, how do we get distance again? Cover it up. Okay, so underneath this I want you to write R times T and R times T. So what I need to pick out of the problem are R and T for level and hilly. So let's make our let statements. 2 of them. One's going to be for the level and one's going to be for the hilly section. Okay, and why did I mark it like that? What are we trying to find? How much time? We're looking for time. So let's write time of the level, time of the hilly. That's what we're looking for. But I think I already told you how long I took on one of them. How long did I take? Hour and a half on which one? Hour and a half. So 1.5. So because everything's in hours, we're going to say this 1.5 is 1.5. Because everything's in terms of hours. So if I said an hour 15 minutes, you'd say 15 minutes out of 60. 1.25, a fourth of an hour. If I said an hour and 45 minutes, we would say 1 hour, 1.75. Excellent. What if I said an hour 20? 1.20 out of 60. 333. So probably 1.3 would work out well. So everything comes back to an hour. So we know that the hilly time is 1.5. Do we know the time I spent on the level? No, let's give it a variable. Okay, what was my rate on the level? 18 miles per hour, good. And what was my rate on the hilly? 10 miles per hour. And now that's everything that I need for my let statements. So here we go. For the level part, rate is 18 and the time is x. 18x, just what's in my let statement. Okay, for the next one, Rate times time. 10 times 1.5, which is just 15. Excellent. So let me go on to the next line. 18x plus 15 is equal to 98. If I subtract over 15, I'm now working with 83. If I divide by 18, and we do our long division tonight, we're not going to do that in class, and I want us to all around, and this would, let's put up at the very top right here, 1 decimal place. Because here is why. If I say 1.7 hours, you take that decimal place and we are going to multiply it by 6 for 60 minutes. But I don't do 60 because it's a decimal place. All you need is a 6.
Yeah.
So 6 times 7 is 42. So 1 hour and 42 minutes. Now what if I get 1 hour and let's do 2/3. 1 2/3 hour. Do I multiply the 2/3 by 60 now? Yes, it's not a decimal. So what's 1/3 of 60? 20. And 20 times 2? 40. So we have 1 hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to divide this out long division and I get 4.6. So that means 4 hours and multiply 6 times 6 is? So I mean 4 hours and 36 minutes. Now let's see if we answered the question. How much time was the entire trip? Ooh, entire. This is only the level. So what's 4.5 hours plus an hour and a half? Let's add on an hour. 4 hours and 5 hours, and then that's good. And then we're going to add on another half hour, and it goes into 6 hours and 6 minutes. It took her 6 hours and 6 minutes. Okay, let's do another combination. So flip it over to the back. This is number 5. This is an actual photo. I think I told you guys this summer that I hiked the entire Colorado Trail, yes? Along the way I met Bob, and this is Bob in the photo right there. And Bob was a lot faster than me. So I would wake up in the morning and I'd take off, and then Bob would pass me. And then I'd catch up to him at the end of the day, and we'd camp out. And the next morning I would wake up and he would pass me, and then I'd catch up to him and we'd camp out. So he was faster than me. So at the end of the trail, he got there before I did, but what he did is at the very end, this is the last sign right there. See my massive backpack right there? I know it's hard to see in that photo. But he actually hiked back in and met me and then hiked out with me together, so we finished together. Wasn't that nice of him? And additionally, he brought me fresh fruit, because you can't bring fresh fruit on the trail. So he brought me fresh fruit, and he brought me, I believe, a root beer. And it was so good, because I hadn't had that in so long. And when I got to the end, I started screaming, and everybody's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "We just finished 500 miles." And they're like, "Okay, you can scream, we'll join you." Woo! It was great. Miss Bachi.
How many days did it take you?
It took me 5 weeks. Yeah, it was fun.
So you took like half the summer?
That was my life this summer. Okay, so let's go back to this. This is a fun fact. So cross it off. So she and Bob and I, are 11 miles apart. So here's Miss W, and here's Bob. And we're a total of 11 miles apart. Start walking towards each other like this. I'm going to cover a shorter distance because Bob was always faster than me. They each meet in 2 hours. So Bob walks for 2 hours this way, and I walk for 2 hours this way. We are both doing 2 hours. Find the rate of each hiker if Bob walks 1.1 miles per hour faster than Miss Williams. Who's listed last? Who gets the variable? That's right. Now, so before we set that up, this is again a total distance. So we're going to set it up for ourselves where we have blank plus blank equals the total distance. So I'm going to do distance of Miss W, distance of Bob, equals distance total. How many total miles did we hike together in? What's the total? No, right here. 11 miles. So let's put it right there. We don't need that. So we only need two more things. We need the distance for Miss Williams. We need the distance for Bob. And we are looking for find the rate. Find the rate. So we're going to let equal equal. We're going to do rate and rate. Rate of Miss W, rate of Bob. Now again, who did you say got the variable?
You.
Why?
Because I did last.
I was listed last, and yes, I was also last every day. It's very true. Now, Bob walked faster than me. 1.1 faster. Is that more or less? More. So how do I do more? Plus. Excellent. So we do x plus 1.1 for Bob's rate. And then how long did each of us, because what else do we need for distance? We need rate and time. What was each of our time? 2 hours. Good. 2 hours. Okay, I think we have everything that we need. Are we ready? Rate times time, 2x for Miss W. For Bob, 2 times quantity x plus 1.1. Let's continue on. 2x plus distribute. 2x plus 2.2 is equal to 11. So I have 4 x's plus 2.2 is equal to 11. If I subtract over 2.2, I have 8.8. Ooh, that's nice to divide by. Divide by 4, what do we get? 2.2. And that is a rate, so that's 2.2 miles per hour. If I am walking 2.2 and Bob is 1.1 faster, how fast is Bob walking? 3.3. So Miss W rate is 2.2 miles per hour and Bob's rate is 3.3.